as a woman, you're not allowed to celebrate your success. It's oftentimes really hard when you're in female friend groups or just honestly in friend groups at all that don't celebrate your success, but instead try to pull you down with them. So we're going to talk about friendships today. I'm struggling a lot with talking about friendships because I don't want to say anything crazy. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. So we're going to start with a disclaimer. If you're listening to this, fuck people pleasing. I don't fuck with her. I don't fuck with you too. In the past 2.5 years, I have lost like 5 friends who I thought would be at my potential wedding if I ever chose to get married. Like, that's how much my choices to not be a people pleaser anymore has shaped a lot of things for me recently. I have had this habit for the longest time of looking for community where community isn't. And I want to start standing my ground and realizing that some people are just not for me. I'm not for some people, and that's okay. I reached out to you guys, and some of you sent emails, some of you sent messages talking about friendships, and you asked me a bunch of questions. And I'm just going to be answering those questions because you know what? As a recovering people pleaser, I am learning that it's okay to just let people fucking go. Welcome to Am I Too Loud, the podcast. Hey guys. If you're listening on Spotify, hi. If you're on YouTube, you guys, what the fudge am I doing? This is our first episode ever alone. I feel like when we first started that, first of all, hey guys, welcome back to Am I Too Loud, the podcast with Sofi, aka the motherfucking Odditty. Your girl needs to vent a little bit, and I'm not used to like this good life. Like the mic situation is crazy to me. It's been a bit interesting, okay? I've had a long day. I am still in Toronto, Canada. I have been solo traveling in Canada for the past like week and a half. There's a lot to catch you guys up on, and since I'm not home, I really wanted to do the podcast. This is our first one, so bear with me if I'm like a little bit nervous about it, because when I first started the podcast, you know, we did it first on my balcony in New York, and it was great, but I always had like a production team behind the camera. So I had Donald, I had my other production guy, and it was like always people around me. I've actually never sat down with a mic and the camera to talk to you guys on the podcast. How dare I not do this? Like, I don't know if it makes me uncomfortable because I also have a vlog channel. You guys, if you follow the Odditty Diaries, like shameless plug. And I talk a lot to my camera and my mic, and I don't always stress about it. So the fact that I am stressing about this one feels really weird. I don't know why. It feels intimate. Like, you guys, the podcast feels like it's just going out there. Like, anybody can listen to the podcast and they can carry whatever I say and run with it. And yes, I say a lot of crazy shit on this podcast, but I say that and then I can blame Donald, who we miss. Everyone say hi, Donald, in the comments, who we miss very dearly. If I say some crazy shit, I'll be like, it was Donald's fault that I said it. Now I can't blame anyone but myself. Isn't that mad? First of all, let's unpack the fact that my mom was our first guest. You guys, did you watch the freaking episode? I was so scared. Like, let me be very honest with you. Like, first of all, if you've been following my vlog channel, you know that there's been so many videos in the past that I've talked about my relationship with my mom and how strained it was. Like, I wasn't joking when I said she really would call me and say I was the worst daughter. She had regrets giving birth to me. I had aunties and uncles who I still, like, I have an uncle who I've not spoken to in 7 years. Like, he does not speak to me. He doesn't want to give me access to his kids. They literally, in my family, consider me the devil. Like, they've said I am the devil. Like, I have a cousin who I was really close to who I wanted to come fly out to New York to come see me, I think like last year or 2 years ago. And her mom and my uncles were like, no, like, she's not coming to see you. You're the devil. You're going to corrupt her, da 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 da. And I remember just feeling like the shittiest human. Like, I remember feeling so bad. And during that time, my mom just never supported me. And I don't think it was from a lack of love. I think it was from a lack of not understanding what I was doing. And so if everybody around her, especially because you guys saw in that podcast, she talked about how she's the first of 21 kids. I really think that my mom's siblings are her kids. Like, in her head, they are her first kids. And then me and my brother, of course, were her kids too. But I think for a long time, she struggled. And I know she's not here to defend herself. I get it. But not getting up with you guys, because this is my podcast. It's not her podcast, even though I know you guys loved her very much. And that episode is doing so well. But for me, I can tell that like those kids, like her siblings, her kids first. So she poured a lot of effort into taking care of them, taking care of their kids, making sure they're all going to be successful, like trying to plant success in their lives, essentially. So whenever things like that would happen with me and my brother, she would feel sort of like caught in between two worlds of, I want to support my own kids while also being like, I also want to listen to my siblings because I've known them longer. I feel like that's what I always felt like. There were so many times when she would call me and I just knew that she wasn't cool with the shit I was doing, but she wasn't as mad. Like, if you guys listen to that episode, it was like, my mom gets uncomfortable. Like, she doesn't like when I show skin. She doesn't like if I drink. She doesn't like if I do drugs. She doesn't like if I'm gay. She doesn't like if I'm not going to be Muslim. Like, there's things I know she wouldn't like. I don't think she would hate me for it. But I think with listening to her siblings and our family, I think she would always feel like she had to present this strict, I hate this kid, because that means if she does that, then she's a better mom to us. So it felt like a full circle moment finally to just have that one-on-one with her. And it was weird because we actually have never had that conversation before. Like, me and my mom don't talk. I'm not even gonna like sugarcoat it with you guys. Like, we don't talk. Like, we're not the daughter duo. And I also think I have very little patience because I get so scarred. Like, imagine doing all like dreaming big and like going to your mom because she's the only parent I have and being like, Mommy, I want to do this, and she's telling you no. Like, why do you want to do that? She doesn't understand. I always felt so closed off. So because of that, I would just be like, you know what? I don't need to share. I'm realizing how important it is for me to have my family support me. I went through so much solo, and I have a really good support system, which is what the episode is going to be about. Like, how my friends sort of like became sort of like my mom and replaced my mom, because there's so many stories of me seeking community because I didn't have that at home. Like, the Oddity is not just a name for me. Like, it was survival mode. Like, I realized that for me to be the person I wanted to be, I had to be an Oddity and feel it and own it and just be unapologetically me. And I got through it, guys. And so, like, to have her finally be on the podcast, and mind you, I did not offer. Like, I did not say, Mommy, would you be on my podcast? She literally said, so when am I going to be on the podcast? Oh, excuse me? My podcast? You want to willingly come on my podcast? Ma'am, where's my mother? What have you done with her? Like, that was the vibe. And she did really good. Like, I don't know. Like, I'd listened to that episode at least 5 times now. Like, just to listen to her side of the story and hearing her talk about, you know, going to the UK. If you've not listened to the past episode, you have to go listen to it, or none of this makes any sense. Just hearing her talk about her past living in the UK, in a way, it felt like her lost dreams, wanting to escape home. It just felt like she gets me, and she's a part of in her life right now where she's accepted where she is and all her choices, and all she wants right now is to just have a relationship with her kids. And I respect that. And I want to do everything I can while still being myself, to also remember that my mom is also just a girl. Like, my mom is just a girl. She's just trying to figure this life out too. She doesn't know how to navigate things. I don't know how to navigate things, but giving her the space to feel her feelings while also giving myself space to feel my feelings, I think would help us in the long run. So I've gotten a lot of messages from you guys talking about like navigating your relationship with your parents, and I don't have any advice except like prioritizing yourself. I spent years prioritizing me, and I think she had to learn that I would always choose me in this situation, and she should also choose herself. And at some point, when we both feel like we're at that space where we do not want to come together, we've come together now and we're both okay. Like, she can, I literally told my mom, what if I don't want to get married? And she's like, well, I disagree. Like, she didn't curse me out. She didn't say you're the devil. She didn't say, and I know because the camera was there, she's not going to say that. Well, even like when we're not on camera, she's not saying those things to me anymore. She's not letting aunties and uncles speak crazy about me. I'm also 28 now. I feel like she's also like, girl, this child is grown. Like, she's not going to do, what can she do? You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for that episode. It feels like the perfect first guest. Over the next couple of weeks, as I travel, I'm going to be really, really interested in bringing on people that I love and I want to have on my podcast. What I mean by that is, I don't think there's any other podcast like Am I Too Loud. I'm not even going to front. Like, I don't want celebrities yet. I still want some celebrities, okay? I want some big people on here, but I don't want celebrities yet. I want you guys to hear from the people that have shaped me into being the woman that I am. I want you to hear from my friends. So for everyone who reached out from the past episode, thank you so much. My mom is fine. She's been reading all the episode comments. She loves them. She's been wanting to go on Twitter. She wants to do TikToks together. She's very happy. She still wants me to have my 9 kids. I don't know if that's going to happen. She still wants me to not be gay. I don't think that's going to happen. She still wants me to be modest. I don't think that's going to happen. She still wants me to grow my hair. I don't think that's going to happen. However, I respect that my choices still does not negate her love for me, and I love her very much, even though she does not support me. I don't know if things will ever change. I'm going to always stress my mom. I think that's just the cross she has to bear to have her, for having a child like me. But I love her very much. Okay. Tangent over. Clearly, I am not at home. That is because if you're watching on YouTube, I am in another studio, right? And when we started the podcast, I've always been in my apartment in New York. And this is the first time I'm going to say it to you guys. I don't know if I'm going to stay in New York. Don't tell anybody I said it. Don't even tell the vlog channel yet. They don't know. Don't tell anyone, you guys. This is a safe space. This is a safe space, right? Okay, let's talk about it. I've been traveling a lot. You know, I got my green card last year. I've had a lot of dreams, and I don't know. There's this itch to see the world. I feel like what ended up happening with me is because I spent 10 years in America, I just never felt like I was seeing the world. And America feels so small when you're stuck in it. And now I'm not stuck in it anymore, and I can travel. And I want to see the world and be able to see different stories. So I come back and tell you guys stories. Like, I want to go around and come back and be like, let me tell you what I experienced. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's so much more for the world I want to see. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I've just been trying to see if New York is for me. And I've not made a proper decision yet. And this is literally between me and you guys. No one else. The vlog channel, again, does not know. But I don't know if I'm going to be in New York. And I think a lot of it has to do with like the community in New York, and I have felt over the past couple of months. But I'm going to be in Canada for the next couple of days, and then I'm heading to Accra, Ghana. I'm going to be I don't know why I like saying Accra, Ghana. I'm going to be in Accra working on some really top secret mission that I'm not going to share yet. It has something to do with my scalp and my heart. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm really excited about that too. So once all that travel sort of like happens, I come back to New York, and then we're going to make some really, really tough decisions on what comes or what happens next. Also, I turned 28 this month. It's June, guys. Happy birthday to all my June babies. I'm a Cancer, June 25. I don't know what I'm going to do for my birthday this year. I've been really struggling with it. And again, like, you guys, it comes around to this friendship conversation. So we're going to talk about friendships today, especially coming from the conversation around my mom and community building, because one of the biggest reasons why I'm contemplating leaving New York is just, I don't know if the community is there. I don't know if the community is there for me. I don't know what I'm seeking. And I've had this habit for the longest time of looking for community where community isn't. And I want to start standing my ground and realizing that some people are just not for me. I'm not for some people, and that's okay. You're not going to be liked all the time, Sophie. Hence why we're going to also talk about being a people pleaser. I'm going to look at my laptop now. We're going to talk about being a people pleaser. We're going to talk about putting down roots somewhere. We're going to talk about setting boundaries, red flags, all of it. Okay, let's get comfortable. I feel like I wish I had a shot, guys. I swear. Because also the day I've had today, I'm going to go all over the place. You know that. I just got some not really so great news today. A friend of mine is not doing so well, and I am so like frazzled. Like, all I want to do is just be with them and just make sure they're okay. And I can't, like, I have to be here and show up for you guys. I want you to also know that, like, I am pretty stressed. And I was just telling Donald this earlier. I'm realizing that the cost of community is inconvenience. I saw that as a tweet or something on TikTok once, and it's stuck with me since. Just being in Toronto, being with family, I've also been getting comments that I tend to be alone a lot. And the road to success oftentimes also feels like a lonely road. My brain, like, I'm trying to catch so many ideas that are popping into my head. How do I explain this? I have really big dreams for the podcast, for myself, for my family. And my biggest issue has always been finding the right support system that understands the dreams I have for myself. And for example, my trip to Toronto was supposed to strictly be me spending time with family. And I think 2 days into the trip, I was like, I can't be here. I can't be here. I need to go back to work. I need to do something. I've never felt at peace in a way, just being quiet. And I think I also had a lot to do with like just not being in my routine. And a lot of things has also been happening in New York that's had me question a lot about community. And I'm trying to not. So let me tell you what's going on. I was talking to Donald about the episode for this week, and I want to also see if we can all count how many times I say Donald in this episode. Clearly, I miss him. Hi, Donald. And we should probably take a shot for every time I say Donald in this episode, because I think that's hilarious. And I remember I was like, I want to talk about friendship, and he's like, you have to name names. You have to say what all these people have done you wrong. And I was like, I don't want this to be that episode. I don't want the episode around friendships to be about the not so good friendships I've been in or the lack of community I've sometimes felt in New York. However, I still think I want to talk about it. You know what I mean? You guys, I want to talk about it because the reason I went viral in 2020 was because one of the reasons was I did a bunch of story times about some of the not so good friendships I had in college. And a reoccurring pattern in my life is I am constantly trying to find validation in people who aren't truly the best for me. I'll give you an example. There was this girl in my college at the time who, when we met, she was sort of like the rich girl on campus, right? She was really sweet, really nice, all that stuff. But I just never felt comfortable taking stuff from her. My mom didn't raise me to do that. I don't really sleep at other people's houses. Like, I'm very much like, if you're an African child, you know, you don't go to people's houses, you don't eat people's food, you mind your business, you stay in your lane. Like, that's how I was, and that's how I was raised. And so here, a girl, like, I don't think like the fact that I was so independent, and also I was very, like, my mouth is sharp. Like, I would say exactly what's on my mind. No brainer. So he said not like that. And there was a lot of instances where I was bullied, I was harassed. Like, things got to a head right before I graduated when she and another one of my best friends pulled up to my dorm one day. And let me tell you how this exactly happened. So give you some context. My best friend and I, best friends, right? And this girl is like a friend of her and me. So we're like a little triangle. I just didn't always feel comfortable in the triangle. So me and M are friends, and R is the mean girl, essentially. Me and M are best friends. R is friends with M, and I'm friends with all of us, well, closer to M. M and R pull up to my dorm room. They pull up to my dorm. Right? They call me and say, M calls me and says, or R calls me, I can't remember who called me. Can you come down, please? For context, okay, because this is a long story. For context, maybe like a few months before, R has a brother who was really sweet to me. It was really nice. And he realized that I didn't have a phone for some reason. I was broke in college. We couldn't afford the school. I was figuring life out. So I was using my iPad to communicate. And R's brother, because they had money, noticed that and offered to buy me a new iPhone. Crazy. At that time, iPhones were expensive. I said no. However, I don't understand. There was some coercion, some pleas, Christmas gifts, something. I ended up getting this new iPhone. So now I have this iPhone that R's brother got for me. Fast forward to me and R are having some issues. It's been weird, but I'm like minding my business. I think exams are starting, all of that. I get a call from R. I go downstairs from my dorm. R's in the driver's seat. M is in the passenger seat. I pull up. I'm in the car. I enter the back. She's like, sit down. She's like, oh, can I see your phone? Okay. I give her my phone. I don't know why I did that. This girl takes out my SIM card from the iPhone, takes the iPhone, gives me back the SIM and says, now you're not going to have the phone that you've been using to talk shit about me. Here you go. Get out of my car. This is why I don't collect things from people. This is why. Guys, she seized my phone. She actually seized my... Mind you, I'm telling you, this is a grown woman. I was, 20 at the time? Maybe 19, 20? And she was, I think, 28, 27. I'm not joking. She seized my phone. And I remember just sitting in the back of the car and being like, what do you mean? She was like, yeah, I'm taking your phone. Get out of the car. Hey, my best friend is in the passenger seat, not saying a word. Pim, did not say anything. I'm looking at both of them like, are you kidding me right now? I'm like, give me my phone. She's like, it's not your phone. X, Y, and Z bought it. Oh, this is why. I said, okay, I get out of the car. And I start using my phone. I start using my iPad. I literally use my iPad. I called my mom and my uncle at the time to let them know that I don't have a phone anymore. They wanted to contact me. They should contact me through Skype. That's how I was communicating with my family. And I remember what hurt me the most, and I'm bringing this into a circle, was I remember calling my mom immediately that happened, crying. I was like, I don't like it in school here. I'm struggling. I don't have friends. I thought I did, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Because nothing would warrant a grown woman seizing my phone. Like, I did not. There's nothing I could have said about you. There was nothing. My mom said the girl had called her before she came to my house, and that the girl had told her that I had lost my virginity. I was a terrible person. I was a bully. I was spreading lies about my mom. She just said some crazy shit to my mom. And my mother, through the phone, said, If you did all that, of course she's going to take your phone, and took the girl's side. Guys, I have never felt a bigger sense of betrayal in that moment. It's like, I remember thinking, I don't like this woman. I love you, Mom. But in that moment, I did not like my mom. I had felt like I just needed her support, and I just didn't feel supported. And so I think for a long time, even before then, I'd already felt like my mom didn't have my back. And then the friends who I was struggling with in this college to pay tuition, so all these things, did not have my back. Like, they honestly even, what is the word? Denigrated me, made me feel less than, because I didn't have as much as they did. I didn't want their help. I just went to figure things out myself. And even when I didn't have as much as they did, I was still doing well. I was still successful. I was still proud of myself. And then at the time, I used to feel so bad. I used to feel like a shitty person. Like, what am I doing wrong that these girls don't like me? What am I doing wrong that I did her hair even though my hands were hurting? I had not eaten yet, but I cooked for her. I did all these things, and yet I'm still not doing it good enough. And my mom doesn't think I'm right. So clearly I'm doing something wrong. And I had a friend who is still in my life right now. Shout out to I'm going to call her Ruth. Shout out to Ruth, that's her name. Who was the one person in that moment who like sort of like had my back. I remember she called me. She was like, I don't know what, they came to her house and they sat me down, told me you've been saying shit about me. I just want you to let you know that I say shit about people all the time too. No one deserves to be talked on, and no one deserves to be bullied. So when you have your shit together, you're going to let them not bully you anymore and get your shit together. And I remember just hearing what she said, but still not having it stick to me. And since then, at 20, I'm currently 28. It's been 8 years of several moments where the closest people to me would tell you, I have shitty boundaries around friendships. I have shitty boundaries around family. I have shitty boundaries about wanting to be liked. I do. And for someone who says, I'm the oddity, I'm so this, I'm so that, I had really, really shitty boundaries. So I think in the past 2 years, maybe even 3 years, I've tried really hard to do like a solid 180. Fuck people pleasing. Fuck having shitty boundaries. Fuck all of it. I am the priority. And it has been life-changing. It has been so different because it's necessary. No one can love you as much as you love yourself. Like, self-love that I always preach all the time literally needs to start from your head, so your mind, through your body, through your soul. Like, you need to understand how in love you need to be with yourself so you don't take disrespect. And I think that shows in my relationship with my mom, because I can laugh now when she says, I disagree with your choices, because it's okay to disagree. They're still my choices at the end of the day. They might hurt me that you disagree. It might break my heart. But it's okay. You're not me. You're not living my life. And I think that is what has been shaping my relationship with friends recently, because at this point I'm like, fuck it. It's okay if you don't like me. It's okay if you don't feel like you do disagree with my choices. It's okay if you think that I need to do something, I'm not doing it. It's okay, because you're not me. You're not living my life. You know what I mean? So it's definitely been interesting, because that energy has also meant that I have lost a lot of friends. A lot is crazy because I don't allow a lot of people into my circle. I would say like in the past 2.5 years, I have lost like a solid like 5 friends who I thought like would be at my potential wedding if I ever chose to get married. Like, that's how much my choices to not be a people pleaser anymore has shaped a lot of things for me recently. You guys, I'm struggling a lot with talking about friendships because I don't want to say anything crazy. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. So we're going to start with a disclaimer. If you're listening to this, if you're watching on YouTube, you can physically see my discomfort. If you're listening to this, so I'm going to let you know that all the names here are going to be redacted. Okay, so what I'm going to end up doing is I reached out to you guys, and some of you sent emails, some of you sent messages talking about friendships, and you asked me a bunch of questions, and I'm just going to be answering those questions because you know what? I am going to be doing a little advice corner, because I think as a recovering people pleaser and a recovering person with shitty boundaries, I think I have sort of become an expert in shitty friendships, but an expert in also really, 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 really good friendships, because I have a really good group of people around me now. And they replaced my family when I thought family was never going to speak to me again. So shout out to all my friends, all 5 of them, the FaceTime 5, because I love them down. Okay. I also have my laptop open. So we're going to start with this question where someone says, when is jealousy in friendships okay and when is it toxic? I'm going to tell you a story about the time where I realized I had a jealous friend. And this is my mentality, and this is how you know I had shitty boundaries. So it was this friend, I'm going to call the friend A, okay? And A and me met online. We had been friends for like 3-4 years, but all I just remember in that moment is a lot of times with A, the issue was always whenever I had something good happen to me, A would always tell me how that impacted them negatively all the time. Like I would remember like if I said, oh my God, I just got this brand deal, A would feel like, why didn't A get the brand deal? I really am trying to run X, Y, and Z marathon. A would say, why is A not doing this? Like it felt like a continuous cycle of every time I had an achievement, A was feeling like because of my achievements, it was a lack on their part. As a people pleaser and someone who was also, again, I'm going to keep saying this, had shitty boundaries. When I heard that, I didn't think, oh, okay, like that's not good. Like it's not my problem, like figure it out. I would say, how can I make sure A doesn't feel like that anymore? So I would do everything in my freaking power to make sure A got the same opportunities as me. That would be me giving the same opportunities I had to A. We would have like accountability sessions. We would have stories where like we'll sit together and plan our year, do our vision boards together. Every waking moment of starting to say like, hey, I got you, you got me. Let's figure this out together. Let's grow together. And I think it became toxic when it was a cycle of I couldn't celebrate my wins because I realized like, hey, if I brought up my wins to A is going to feel like they weren't doing good enough. And I felt so bad every single time that would happen. I'm going to tell you the story. A ends up coming to my place for a bit, and me and A are talking, and me and A spent a long time together. And during this time, it was over and over and over, just constant complaining about how A was not doing well or doing good enough, and A was struggling. And I just realized there's never going to be a time when, even if I did everything in my power to make sure A realized they were supported, it would never cheer me on no matter how hard they tried. And my therapist told me something so prideful and such a not humble brag at all, but it's helped me conceptualize a lot of things for people. Sometimes people are the sun. Sometimes you're the sun. And sometimes you are going to have planets, orbits around you, right? You're the one who's going to be the one that everybody revolves around. You're not the planet. You're the sun. And there are people who are planets. There are people who are the sun, there are people who are stars, who are the earth, whatever the case may be. But personally, for me, the idea was I am the sun. And so I can never dim my light. The sun is never going to stop shining because the planets say it's enough. The earth is going through a global warming crisis right now. The sun is still going to shine regardless, even if it's uncomfortable for people on the earth. People on the earth are going to put sunscreen on. They're going to put umbrellas up. They're going to do all these things to try to affect and slow the decline of the global warming and stuff like that. By the end of the day, the sun is still always going to shine. You cannot dim your light for the jealous friend. You cannot allow the jealous friend's thoughts encroach your own. You cannot let someone else determine how you shine bright because you feel guilty about it. And it took me a long time to not feel guilty that I was successful or I was doing good. It took me a long time to actually sit in front of a camera and say, I am successful and I'm proud of myself, especially because I had a lot of people around me that made me feel guilty for the level of success I have. In fact, as a woman, you're not allowed to celebrate your success. And it's oftentimes really hard when you're in female friend groups or just honestly in friend groups at all that don't celebrate your success, but instead try to pull you down with them. I'm realizing that when you have really, really, really good people around you, success is celebrated. It's yelled. It's touted. I have friends now who tell me, what else did you get? And they're not saying that from a place of malice, from a place of hurt, from a place of when you win, we win. And when they win, I win. Because in my life, I'm like, I want to be so successful that I have a private jet. I'm going to go around to all my friends' houses and pick up their kids from my private jet. I'm going to fly them to Hong Kong Disney or Tokyo Disney. I forget where Disney is. And they're just going to have a good time because I'm going to be the godmother to all their kids. That's how much I want to pour back into my friends for always showing up for me. That's how, in many ways, I started learning to deal with jealousy. I started picking out the signs and realizing, oh, this person actually does not like me. because if they can suck it up if they feel like, because I get jealous. You get jealous. If anyone tells me, first of all, like sidebar, I don't know about you guys, but I like jealousy. Like, especially in relationships, like I am a very possessive person. I like my person to be jealous, like not envious. I think jealousy and envy are two very different things. I think jealousy is a natural human emotion. I think you can see something and want it. Like, I'll give you an example, and I know this is going to be a clip my team is going to want to cut. I am so jealous of Madame Joyce. That's my friend. I am so jealous of Madame Joyce. I love her. She's exactly who I want to be in terms of how sharp that girl's mouth is. That's my friend. We go together real bad. I am so jealous of her because in many ways, I love Joyce. Like, I want to be able to be proud and loud. And if they dragged me in Nigeria for contest, Madam Joyce is a podcaster, a YouTuber. She's an incredible creative. She's so smart. And she does some really iconic shit. And she's like the most crazy, unfiltered human you would ever meet. I love that girl down. And if they ever dragged me one time for saying something on my Snapchat, I will go run and hide in a corner. My baby girl did a whole t-shirt. This is a love letter to Madam Joyce. Did a whole t-shirt. Because fuck it. People are not going to like you. People are going to like you. Who cares? Right? I'm jealous of her. I'm not envious. I'm jealous in terms of like, I want to tout her success. Like every time I talk about my podcast, I always bring up Joyce. Because when I first started my podcast, I knew I had a friend who was a successful podcaster. I would be stupid not to call my friend and say, hey, I'm starting a podcast. Help me. Give me all the tips. And I've been around situations where I knew people around me really wanted to be influencers, really wanted to be YouTubers, really wanted to be creators. And they were my friend, like close friend. And they would not be able to come to me because they were so jealous or so upset that they didn't want to ask for help. But I realized like, it's okay to ask for it because that's your friend. It's okay to be jealous because that's your friend. Tell her. And Joyce was super helpful when I first started out, giving me all the tips, helping me out when I needed it. I can call her right now. She'll be like, girl, I haven't heard from you in forever. I'll be like, yeah, girl, same. We're busy. You're busy. Everyone's busy. And then we chat and yap about anything and everything. That is what true friendship is. Like, it's okay to be jealous, but not sitting in that jealousy, but acting on it. Read within you and say, why am I feeling this emotion? Oh, I want this because I'm feeling like there's a lack in something I could be doing. And then work hard on yourself to get there. Don't let that become envy. Because envy is an ugly emotion. Envy is when you want what they have. You want to take it from them. And that's not the case here. Another question that we're going to move on to is, a friend just recently ghosted me. And it's something that has really affected me. But I still need them socially, like for events or group chats. Okay, first of all, what does this mean? Like, who's this? What's going on? Like, what's this friend? Who's this friend? Explain this to me properly. First of all, I'm not a ghoster. I don't like people that ghost. I think it's immature. I think it's childish. And you're ghosting someone, you're disrespecting that person, you have no respect for them. End of story. I think people who ghost are childish. You need to learn. Of course, there's sometimes when like you have to disappear, but if you're ghosting someone without having communicate, like you're a terrible communicator. End of story. I don't like it. However, I am currently going through a friendship right now where the person is actually actively ghosting me. And I knew when it started happening, and it hurt for so long until I realized that the person is conflict averse and that's the kind of person I wanted in my life, so I let them go. But this conversation is talking about how like you still need the friend socially. I don't think you do. I don't think you need a friend socially for that. If someone is telling you they don't want to be around you, let them be. Let's use Mel Robbins here. Let them be. You don't need to be their friend. You don't leave them alone. They don't need to be in your circle. They don't need to be around you. They don't need to be anything other than just alone by themselves. I'm always so nervous when I start saying stories because I'm like, I don't want to say names or snitch or make people, because I feel like you guys are detectives. And when I start talking, I recently got a really huge opportunity. You guys don't know about the opportunity yet. The friend who got me the opportunity is someone that we hang out a lot socially, and we've only hung out together once or twice. It goes back to like the whole thing about New York and me not feeling like I have community, because I think the fact that I am an immigrant also plays a huge role in how I view American life and American community. What I mean by that is I don't have family in America. The uncle I have does not speak to me. I'm practically disowned. My brother is in Canada. My mom is in Canada with him, or she's in Nigeria. I am alone. Okay? I want that to be clear. The family I do have in America are my friends. What I mean by that is I don't have any other auntie, blood relative, nothing in America but me. Okay? And so my friends are my lifelines. And I like to say that when you grow up like this, especially within the American context, it's hard to latch onto community because I'm so used to moving on. When I first got to America, I stayed in college for 4 years. I moved on to the next college. I never felt like I had ties to the ground, essentially. And it was also hard because I had big dreams. I was like, I gotta go, 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 go. So I've always learned to live life alone. And most of the times I would first confuse friendships or acquaintances and work relationships. And I say work relationships like influencer relationships with actual friendships. Like, oh, because I want to be friends with people, I want to start building community, I think they're my friends. They're not. So if there's any influencer listening to this and you're struggling with like, oh, I want to be this influencer's friend, da, 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 I learned to save my heart because I am a Cancer, I'm a baby, that sometimes what it is simply just colleagues, like work colleagues. We work together and that's it. You can become friends through your work and then you can become friends for a long time. For the most part, when I meet people now, I'm just like, oh, we're a work colleague. With this particular friend who brought this opportunity, I realized when we started going through the opportunity together, there was some friction there. And again, remember what I talked to you about, like the sun and that analogy? I used to remember I would shrink myself for other people to make them comfortable. And I've stopped doing that now because I would rather you take a bulb and shine brighter than think you have to break my bulb to make your bulb shine bright. Does that make sense? So I remember feeling like we had conversations. I tried to address it with this particular friend, try to make sure she understood where this was coming from. And it just felt like the friction was still always going to be there. And so there were several times where I called, and this friend just did not pick up. I tried to, do the white flag thing. Hey, let's talk about it. Friend did not pick up. So essentially this friend ghosted me. And it hurt because I think this is one of the last friends I think I had in New York. And it made me feel very, very bad and sad and like, what am I doing wrong? But also made me realize that you kind of can't control how other people communicate and how other people are going to behave. All you can control is how you react to it. And so I realized that I have so much love to give that I'm just going to pour it to people who actually don't want to ghost me and who actually want to be friends with me, and then say fuck it to the other people and just say, you ghosted me, you don't have a conversation, let's move on. And so that means like not giving a fudge about having them at social events and navigating life, just going to events by myself, making more friends at this event, or understanding like the work dynamic and the space, and just doing that instead. And that's what I've been doing. So this situation, don't care that they ghosted you or feed into it, maybe just mourn the friendship and the loss. But if you've tried every avenue to communicate with them and they've just said they don't want you to communicate with them, that can also be a boundary they've set on your relationship. I think that's okay. I think it's okay to just be like, you know what, enough is enough. You stay where you are, I'm going to stay where I am. Oh, that helped. Okay. What is the secret to maintaining a friendship when life gets busy, jobs, relationships, and travel? This is something that I feel like I have down. And I think, again, it's because I have the best friends. So my friends don't live in New York City, and I live in New York. My friends live all across the world. They live in Chicago, Dallas, Canada, Detroit. I'm trying to count. Who am I missing? DC. Yeah, so those places. And different time zones, different eras. Some of them are married. Some of them have kids. Some of them are dating. Some of them are single. Like, my friends all live in different places. And communication is so key. If you see on my vlog channel, I'm always picking up my FaceTime. Friends oftentimes have my location. They know where I am most of the time. I know where they are. We have a rule where, like, without an unspoken rule where they know, like, they're going to call me if I need to. I'm going to call them if I need to. I just setting boundaries on stuff. There was a time where my best friend of 15 years, I think it's almost 20 now, we had a tough conversation because she was like, whenever you travel, you just don't reach out. Like, you're so busy and I miss you and I miss us. And there were times where I would feel so guilty and so upset. Like, why don't you understand that I'm so busy and working? And I also had to realize that the cost, again, of community is inconvenience. You need to make the effort to be friends with people in your life. And that's putting things in place. The amount of birthdays I make sure I don't miss because I have that in my calendar. The amounts of events I make sure I have to make. Like, you guys have seen me document my friends' baby showers, my friends' birthdays. I'm going to hang out with my goddaughters. Like, I want to make sure I'm actively present in their lives because they're a family to me. So I think it's just being very intentional. Like, I think the best thing that ever happened to the iPhone was Find My. Because the way my friends have peace of mind now, I'll give you an example. One of my best friends, the way she knows I'm okay is if she checks my Find My. She like avidly checks it. Sometimes we might not talk for 2 days. And I'll be like, what the heck? I haven't spoken to me. She's like, oh, you're home. Oh, I saw you were at Donald Space. Oh, I saw you were traveling. So she like kind of gets a peace of mind that I know you're busy. So I'm just going to make sure I know you're okay. I know where you are. Another friend, we've had a streak on Snapchat for 2,182 days. Which is almost 5 years. That is insane to me. Like we've been streaking every day for almost, I don't think we've ever missed a streak day. And that's because like we realized, okay, we can't always talk on FaceTime all the time, but I can streak you in the mornings, during the day, wherever I'm at. So I know where you are, you know where I am, and we can communicate that way. I think it's always like finding like quirky ways to make sure you're keeping connection with your friends, because I think that's usually what helps a lot. Ooh, if you suspect your friend is going through something, but they're too proud to talk, how can you show up without being intrusive? I think giving people space is like one of the biggest things that I've learned. It's like, it's okay to give people space. I am the friend who does not talk. I don't share. It might seem crazy because I'm currently sharing my entire life online, but I recently went on a date the other day. Okay. I was talking to her and she brought up something that I said on the podcast. I remember just looking at her and going, never, ever, 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 ever connect what I say on my podcast to my real life. Not because I'm lying to you guys, but because there's a version of me that you guys see, and it's also a version of me that like I also want to keep private and personal, because then what is for me? Like I can be very vulnerable about like, oh, I want a date, oh, I'm hurting, oh, I'm in love, oh, I like having sex, oh, I don't like having sex. Like I can do all those things, but there are also parts of me that you would never get to see because we don't have that like one-on-one relationship. And so whenever people talk about like wanting to be there for friends, I'm always saying like find out how that friend processes emotion. What's their love language? How do they like to be seen? How do they like to communicate? I realize I have the attachment styles. I'm an anxious attachment. I have a friend who's avoidant. I have a friend who's, you know what I mean? Like there's different ways people communicate. Find that and then let them. Never sort of force yourself on these people. Don't force it. If she says she needs space or they say they need space, give them space. Like for me, I'm the kind of person who, when we're communicating in the moment, I say, I hear it. Well, I swear to you, 3 weeks will go by and I'll be like, remember when we were talking about this? I swear I've been thinking about this entire time. I just thought about it right now because it's true. I didn't like when you said this. And it's never because I'm holding it or I'm holding a grudge. I used to get so much flack for it when I was in a relationship. But it's more of like, that's how my brain processes things. It takes me a long time to process stuff. But once I do, I want to talk about it. So maybe just giving the person space and learning how your friends communicate. My best friend is a very avoidant communicator. She does not like to talk unless she's ready to talk. I just let her. I wait it out. You can hound her, but she's never going to actually talk. I'm just like, as I'm thinking about friendship right now, I'm like, okay, what would younger Sophie also like think? Like, what is some advice I'll give my younger self about friends, like friendships? And I think one of the biggest things would be go where you belong, but also go where you're celebrated. I think so many people are stuck in relationships that are very toxic and are unhealthy. And for me, that oftentimes has shown up in my friendships specifically, where I feel that need to show up for people too much and then they take advantage of it. So allowing my younger self to understand that like I need to go where I'm celebrated and go where I'm needed. Don't try to force friendships. That's the biggest thing. Don't force friendships. It's okay to let people go. I think in life, I give people a lot of chances and it's okay to give those friendship chances. But if people have been very clear to you about how they feel about you, let them. Let them do them. Let them do them. Don't stress about it. Don't fight it. Just accept it for what it is. What is the biggest friendship deal breaker that I have? I think one of my biggest friendship deal breakers would be dishonesty. I think is one of my biggest things. I don't like when people lie to me. I am one of those people who like, I don't like lying to people. I don't like it. I don't lie. I would laugh or make myself obvious that I'm lying. I just don't like when people lie. So I think one of my biggest things is if you're a friend to me is like, don't lie to me. Because at the end of the day, like there's no need to lie. Like if you want to lie to your relationship, go ahead. If you want to lie to your family, go ahead. But in a friendship, like you have nothing to lose. Like there's nothing holding us except for our love and care for each other. There's no reason for you to lie. Just don't lie to me. So I think that's one of my biggest friendship deal breakers. And what is the best/worst way a friend has ever surprised you? I think it's this recent friendship that I just lost, guys. It really has surprised me a lot because in many ways, I just never thought this was the kind of friend that like would behave the way they did. And then when they did start acting the way they were acting, that's a terrible way to try to give you some tea. Because what am I trying to say without saying anything? The point is that was a recent one when I realized that, oh, like no matter how hard I work to bridge that gap or to show this person that I'm there for them, I'm in their corner. If they have a perception of me or they have a perception of who I am, there's nothing I can do to change that. And I need to be okay with it. You need to be okay with people not liking you. You need to be okay with people saying, I don't fuck with her. And I'm going to be like, I don't fuck with you too. Or I'm sad that you feel that way, but if there's nothing I can do about it, then I wish you the best. I'm going to bow out. And I think that is something that is taking me a long time to learn. But at the ripe age of 28, I am learning that it's okay to just let people fucking go. Before we get into some Reddit stories, because I have some Reddit stories I want to react to, I want to give you guys like 3 of my controversial friendship opinions. Because am I too loud? Yes, I freaking am. So 1, my most controversial friendship opinion is all my friends have my Find My on my iPhone. All my friends have my location all the damn time. I live alone. I'm always alone. I'm always vlogging and creating and stuff like that. My friends need to where I am. My family doesn't. I don't have the best relationship with my family like that. I'm just building that relationship. My friends always have access to my phone, and my friends always have access to my location all the damn time. Like my closest friends. Second thing is my friends and my partner are on the same level. Don't beat me up. I treat my friendships exactly as I treat my relationship. The only caveat to the relationship is, yeah, we're fucking. We're having sex. When you have really, really, really deep relationships with people, you understand that. Especially because there's this thing that's been going around recently where it's like women are realizing they don't want to settle for anything when they have really good friends. Like when you have a really good friend, you realize and understand the importance of having a really good relationship. So I have my relationship and my friendships on the same level playing field. And my last option is my money is your money. My last opinion is my money is your money. If my friends ever need anything, I'm always giving it to them. And vice versa. I have never been the kind of friend who like always keeps finances or anything away from my friendships. For the most part, my money is their money. We're making this money together. Your support means a lot to me. Your support is the reason why I'm standing and growing. So if my money is your money, that's pretty much it. So those are my 3 controversial opinions. Let me know if that's crazy and if you guys have some crazy opinions as well. And let's get into some Reddit questions. This one says, what is WIBTA? I don't know what that means. WIBTA for leaving my friend out because of her behavior. Ooh, okay. I have known Liz, a 37-year-old female, for 15 plus years. While we never actually lived close to each other, she's always been my go-to person and vice versa. I'm typically introverted while she's overwhelmingly extroverted. She started an online community about 6+ months ago to get people to play games with us. It originally started with her husband, my husband, and a few mutual friends, but it's now almost 100 people. I help run it. 2 to 3 months ago, we had someone join us from a different country, Joey, male 31. Since then, Liz has constantly tried to fish out information from him about his life and very personal details. She insists on calling him by his real name instead of his username, despite him saying he will be less likely to respond. I made everyone uncomfortable, but one thing in particular drew the line for me. Long story short, while still under the influence, she pretended to talk to him in a seductive tone, which she denies. It was incredibly awkward, and I did my best to intervene. When I addressed it with her, I got blamed for making it bigger than it was. When I stated that other people were also very uncomfortable, that's when she began to see the issue. Since that talk, I feel like she's been different towards me and at times even hostile. My Joey, my husband, and I like to play a lot of the same games, and Liz isn't able to play them. She said that she feels like she's the minority because of this, and even argued and joked that I was purposely leaving her out, but I've actually gone out of my way to find things we could all do together. Joey has also told me that Liz sent him a ton of memes to his social media account, which she found after searching his username, and messages him almost daily. He doesn't seem too bothered by it, but he said comments that make him think otherwise. Yesterday, her sexy voice came out again. I messaged her and told her to stop or I would leave. She did barely, but I still feel weird about it. I feel like I've been walking on eggshells all the time. I don't upset her or get blamed for making it a big deal, but she makes things very awkward since she's constantly trying to center the attention and conversation on her. I'm not the only person who has seen this and feels this way, as a few of my friends also feel very uncomfortable with her behavior. I'm just the only one who spoke to her about it. They've all said their feelings after everything was laid out, so she's aware. I'm beginning to want to leave her out so that we can have fun without feeling uncomfortable by her behavior. Joey's the only person she's this way with, minus another person joining from the same country as Joey who didn't cave into her questions. I love Liz and she's practically my sister, but her behavior is absolutely inappropriate to me and just gives me the ick, especially since she's married with children. I feel like I don't know who she is right now and it's extremely unsettling. Or am I making a big deal and am I the asshole? I don't think you're making a big deal. I don't know. That's a really weird thing because it feels like it's very like mushy and it's all about emotions and feelings. I would say if you can't call out your friend for something and she's not listening or she's moving mad, then that's not really your friend to begin with. I think there's certain things that like could make or break a friendship. I don't think this is a make or break a friendship situation. It's just more so like a cautious, I'm watching how you move. I don't like it. You need to figure your shit out. And if you don't, I might then just separate myself from your situation. And I know people who tend to do that as well. So is she the hassle? You guys let me know. Hassle. I'm such a Yoruba girl. Okay, another one. Friend asked me to destination wedding. I said I couldn't afford it. Now she's ignoring me. Oh, let us talk about this one. A friend from work asked me to come to her wedding, and it's a destination wedding and a bit hard to get to. You can only get there by ferry. I didn't thought much about it. I thought it was closer to a bigger city. Deadline to RSVP approaches, so I start looking into travel cost. Going there for the weekend would cost more than my rent, and I would not know anybody at the wedding other than her, the bride. Also, it's pretty remote, so I would have nothing to do waiting for the wedding. I apologized, said I couldn't go, and now I'm getting the cold shoulder. Things like this, I always look at from two angles. First of all, I always don't like when someone invites someone to something that's like an extra leg of the journey. Whenever they're giving you space to figure it out and you take some time, you wait till the last minute and then you say, I can't come. Of course, the person's going to feel hurt, feel like, oh, like, why didn't you just tell me from the beginning? Also, on the side note to that is, if I'm ever going to invite someone to my destination wedding, I'm always going to at least give people a year and a half, 2 years to prepare, one, or I'm going to cover their bill. And also from this conversation, it seems like she's not really a close friend to her, because if she's telling you to come to her wedding, but it's not covered and you don't really know anybody at the wedding, then it's okay to just not go. Stuff like this is something that people say all the time breaks relationships. That's okay. Girl, more than your rent, please stay in your house. And that's totally okay. There's so much drama, especially on girls' trips, where the girls say, you went on this trip, some girl was broke, the other one isn't. It's because we're not always honest about my finances or their finances. My friends know because I would tell them. A lot of the times when I was in college, a lot of my biggest issues with fights were always when I wasn't upfront with my friends about something. Oh, we all want to wear this outfit. I can't afford it. Oh, we want to go to this trip. We want to go on this trip. I can't afford it. Oh, we need to do this. I can't afford it. And I'm not shy about it. If you're my friend, you either tell me, okay, I understand, and get something cheaper, or say, I respect it. We're going to have fun without you. And that's okay too, because I can't go. And what's funny is the one time I said I couldn't go and they ended up paying for my trip out there, look at who ended up getting pushed out of a car in Miami because I was trying to follow the leader. Never again. If I can't afford something, I'm staying in my house. Okay, friendship breakups is the last one I'm going to talk about. Ladies, can we talk about friendship breakups? I feel so alone. My bestie of 15 plus years broke up in 2020, and I'm honestly still not over it. Mainly because to this day, I have no idea what happened. I didn't get closure, and it was a slow drift, the worst kind of breakup. I have so much sadness and resentment. We did everything together, and we took very long vacations, so all my memories are with her. We've been to over 20 countries together. I'm also struggling to move on because we share a pretty close friend group. There's 6 of us, and the other 4 also don't know what happened and haven't chosen sides. She's loyal to one, I'm closing to the other, and the 2 are sort of in the middle. I introduced her to all these girls too, so that also adds to the sting. I feel like they were my friends too, so I resent her for keeping them but wanting me out of her life. I'm just so sad. Can anyone relate? And yes, I've tried to talk to her about this many times, and everything was always fine and nothing is wrong. One of the biggest things that hurt my soul is when people don't communicate about something and just say everything's fine when we clearly know nothing's fine. Like we know, me and you both know, we've been friends for 15 years, that there's something that's shifted. You don't want to talk about it. Honestly, in this situation, I've been through that too. And honestly, one person always has to leave the group or the group has to break up. And that's such a hard thing to say, but that's really what it is. Or just accepting that, like, she doesn't rule the friend group. It's your friend group too. And accept the relationship and mourn the loss while also still trying to stick around to your friends that were there. I tried to do that when I lost a bunch of my friends and just try to maintain a relationship. But I realized, oh, y'all actually just not my friends and that's okay. And I moved on from it. It was hard. I think friendship breakups are sometimes really, really hard and very much harder than relationship breakups sometimes, honestly. The only way to get over it is to get through it. So I think for the most part, I just say, if you can't have the conversation with her, allow your friends to understand that, hey, I still feel there's something going on here. I'm going to respect her boundaries and just not communicate with her. I would respect if you guys do the same thing. If you want to hang out with me and be my friend, we can still do that. But otherwise, I'm going to leave it as it. I don't think people do that, like communicate and say that. And I think that's the easiest thing to do. If we're in a group of 6, one of them is not talking to me, it makes sense to go to people, even when the 6th person is there. Hey, I just want to let you know, I feel like there's an issue with me and this person. This person does not like me. I can get that. I don't think you've said there's nothing wrong, but even if there's not, I want you to understand that because of that, there's some issue in the group. I would like you guys to understand that I don't have any issues, but if I do, if there's an issue and there's something to talk about, I need you to just respect my boundaries and say, I don't want to speak around this person. Still invite me to stuff, do all these things, but just understand that there's a dynamic here that we all need to be respectful of. End of story. I think that's always helped me because then that way all your friends are cognizant of it and no one is like walking around on eggshells. But yeah, guys, that is the end of today's episode. My mouth was yapping today. That was our first solo episode of Am I Too Loud with Sofi. Going back to the New York conversation, I think just navigating the creator space and the friendship space in New York has been a lot for me. My head has been itching me this entire episode. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. And I think one of the biggest things that I'm learning is I'm just going to choose me. I'm going to choose myself always, every single time. The only thing you can do ever for yourself is choose yourself and champion yourself and love yourself. And so we're going to see what ends up happening with me. I'm going to keep you guys posted, of course, but I'm so excited for next week's episode. It's going to be a crazy one. Don't forget to send me your comments on the website at mytooloud.com. And thank you again for the love on the last episode. I hope you guys love this one too. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.